Hi everybody and welcome back to Frank Nut Sewing Machine's YouTube channel. My name's Lucy, I'm the shop manager here at our Birmingham shop, and today we're going to have a quick look at some of the features on the new Bernina 770QE Plus. We do also have the previous model as well, the 770QE, and we're going to do a little bit of a comparison on the new features that you can get on this model. We've just come back from the Festival of Quilts, so excuse some of the mess in the shop if Frank pans around, but we should be okay. So this was launched at the Festival of Quilts this year, and we're lucky enough to have a model here in store so that we can show you some of the extras that are on there compared to the previous model. So there's obviously a big difference in the screen size. So we've got this new 7-inch colour touch screen of it compared to the, I think this was 4.25 before, so that does make a big difference in what you can see on your screen and how clear things are. Also for manoeuvrability around the screen as well, because there are extra embroidery features too, which we can also talk about. So that's the first thing that you see, first thing you notice. It's great, it's lovely to use. It's the same one that you have on the 790, and there's the 7 that's also called a Plus now. Yeah, it's fantastic to use. So it's very easy to use your finger. You can also use the stylus that comes with it as well. Then we've got the additional, one of the major things that's actually really useful on this lovely big new screen is the way that the software works when doing the presser foot selection. So on the previous model, it was more a information screen. So you would select a foot and it would tell you about what it was. It wouldn't necessarily change the actual selection here. Whereas now I can tell this machine what foot I'm using, and it will then present me with stitches that I would be able to do with that foot. So all the ones with the star are basically for the selection, the actual stitch selection that we have here is just the straight stitch number 1. All the ones with the star are suitable to use with that foot. But if I told the machine I was using foot number 8, and now I've got a little green tick on there, close that screen down, I've now got a little 8 here, and also my little picture has changed to a foot number 8, which is a straight stitch jeans foot. So that means now it won't let me do things that are going to be see, I can't change the width to be any wider than suitable for that foot. So it's really handy. Means you will never hit your presser foot again, but you do have to remember to tell the machine. You've got to give it that information, but that's a really great new feature on the software on the machine. We've also got in stitch wise, also on the screen in the information mode, I'll just change it back to a normal foot to demonstrate this one. So something like a 1C, we can just say, close that down. So for example, if we were to select one of the decorative stitches, such as, I think the trees down here and any of these, like the present, which is a really lovely stitch, because we've still got the 9mm stitch width. In the information here, which has got lots of stitch information that you can actually alter, we've got this triple stitch function. So if now when that's selected, the stitch will actually come out in a triple stitch. It's like a bold, it's like putting a bold like on a font but on your stitches, so it comes out really impactful. It looks lovely. We'll actually do some of that in another video. So we'll be able to see on here, we just haven't really got that kind of level of, it's just not there. One thing we do have on the 770 is the pattern repeat, where you can actually tell the machine how many of a specific stitch pattern you would like. An upgrade on the Plus model is the pattern repeat, but up to 99. So when you press that now, instead of doing just tapping to get the number, because before it was actually just up to 9 as pattern repeats, now we can actually do up to 99. So if I knew I wanted 65 of those, I can enter that, and now that is actually just going to count down to do 65 of those. So it means you can fill a really large space if you can, because we've got the stitch length here, just a little bit of maths, and you can make sure you're actually getting an exact length of stitching on the decorative stitches and normal stitches as well, if you wish. We've also got the BSR mode. They've updated it to be a little bit more like the Q series, so we've got a BSR 3. I might have to actually put on a BSR to actually show that on screen, or if I tell the machine if I've got foot 42 on, which is the BSR foot. Let's see, so now tell that I've got foot 42 on. It should only, well, it's defaulted to BSR mode there. Let's put on a straight stitch. No, because it's not actually plugged in, because normally the BSR modes come up here. But the BSR mode 3 is a basting stitch function within the BSR. So you can easily pop that on, and actually when you're moving the material, as you're familiar with the BSR on the previous 770, it regulates your stitch, but this is doing a long basting stitch, which is very handy to have just for like packing a quilt together, basting around the edges very quickly, very simply. On that BSR mode, we've also got this Kickstart function on the foot pedal. So with the heel tap and the multifunction foot control that we have on all Berninas, kind of from the 5 series upwards, you actually can start the Kickstart on the heel tap instead of using the actual foot pedal. Because before you would press the foot pedal down and that would be like a big on and off switch on the BSR mode. Now you can just tap the heel tap and then it's on, you can carry on, keep your feet where you want to. Now, and then you tap it again to stop it. So it's an on and off button, but on the Kickstart instead, on the heel tap. We've got a few extra features in terms of the embroidery as well, because the 770 Plus is an embroidery enabled model. We've got some of the features have been kind of borrowed from the 790. So we've got pinpoint placement, which is a really lovely feature to actually skew designs ever so slightly to put them exactly where you want them for positioning. There is also, I'm just going to have a quick look because there's quite a few different things. Oh yes, the grouping and ungrouping. So that's a really nice feature on some of the built-in designs that you have on the machine. You can actually group and ungroup certain layers of that pattern. So if there was a flower display that you like the look of, but you kind of wanted to repeat one of them, you can ungroup the actual design. That'll split the design up into different layers, and you can add and remove, change the colours, do all sorts of things with those. So it really means that even without software, there's a lot more you can do on the embroidery to make it your own. That's also part of the rearranging the layers, so the sewing order, which is another new feature, so you can rearrange all the layers on there as well. So if we have a quick look on that one. Oh, there's some extras in here as well by the looks of it, extra stitches too. I haven't never seen that quilt block one before, but we'll go to one that I kind of, so for example, some of these florals, so lots of new designs in here as well by the looks of it. So obviously this is a kind of a floral design. If we went to the information button here, down here, this is the grouping and ungrouping. So if I go to the minus to ungroup it, it's going to split it out into different elements. So I can look at it as a whole, I can take just parts of that and I can remove them if I wish. So I don't need, if I don't want to have them there, I just need to go back to the eye. Oh no, go there. Go into the eye, go to the bin there. So say if you did want to remove an element, that is how you would do it. And you can then copy and repeat different elements if you wanted to. But it splits out those designs. If you want it to go all back together, you just press the plus and it makes it all. Or you have to keep pressing the plus. There we go, until they're all highlighted and it makes it all as one again. So yeah, that's a really handy feature, I think. And also with the rearranging of the sewing layers, it's much more easy to say where you are going with each layer. So that's a quick roundup of the new Bernina 770 QE Plus model. Incidentally, if you do have a previous model on the 770 QE, there is going to be an upgrade kit available. We're not entirely sure of prices yet, but do give us a ring and we can let you know as much information as we have about it. It's going to have all of the features that we've run through, updating the software, so the presser foot selection, the new BSR modes, all of that, and the embroidery functions as well. But it will obviously, it doesn't upgrade your screen, obviously. It does come with a presser foot 72S, which is a new ruler foot, and that's also included within that upgrade kit. So we'll be doing another video on that soon. Maybe we'll update our machine as well. But yeah, that's kind of, just wanted to do a quick little showcase of them today, and we look forward to hearing from you. Okay, take care everybody, bye bye.